are what the hydrangeas look like, how their colors have turned into an antique look. I love it in all of its stages. Everything is kind of rough. We had such a hard summer. Everything was so hot. And even things like this. This is a moonflower vine, which I finally have flowers on it. But our nights are down to 50 degrees now. It was 48 degrees this morning. So I'm worried that things that are just starting to flower, like this huge dahlia, I think that's my big yellow one right there, aren't gonna get time to really show their stuff. They needed a long growing season, but when it was too hot, they sort of put the brakes on and stopped growing. These here dahlias, they just started flowering. Well, maybe not just started, because I've cut a couple off and used them already. But these really are not even into their stride for flowering, and they're going to be too cold already soon. This is growing up a datura. There's a datura underneath here that I have to bring in. Oh, that I have to bring in the house. There's flower buds on it. Look at all the flowers I'm going to have soon. So I am. Unfortunately, the moonflower's planted in the ground, and it's growing up a potted plant. So I have to bring it in the house. That's going to really be problematic for the moonflower here. See, that's my dilemma. And once nights get below into the 50s, stuff like these tropicals aren't really happy. But this is another moonflower. So I'm hoping that it gets to give me some flowers before it gets too cold. And here I have a Meyer lemon. I've got to get things on the front porch. I started doing it today. I have more things, like there's some hanging plants I have to move in the house. You shouldn't wait till it gets too cold, because you don't want to give things too much of a jar from outside to inside. This is garlic chives. They don't seem too worse for wear for the hot, dry summer that we had. And here's a view of my little cottage garden from up on my deck. My sage is looking so nice, and there's some marigolds and some salvia down there, which I'm enjoying. But I might as well share my deck with you. That is looking pretty good. I shared it recently in a Decorate With Me, putting up my fall items here. But I've been getting my plants in the house. This is Kalanchoe that I have to bring in. Look at that. That's going to be excellent. And I saw, well, it's not going to be flowering now because it only flowers in the daytime. But that's portulaca. There's portulaca coming up in there. And this will have to come in too. But it's just starting to flower. And it's the end of the season. Is anyone else out there having that happen in their garden? This pot here had a Nicotiana in it that's finished, but I left it in there for these vines to grow up. This is a cardinal flower, and this is another moonflower vine. That I can take on the front porch because those are planted in that pot, but they don't look as happy as the ones in the back, do they? But here, I'll walk you out, and I hope that you enjoyed your time with me here walking around the garden a little bit. And make sure you're subscribed, and until next episode, bye for now.